So let's just get it kind of going. We're going to do an N slide, and it's just going to go. Try it and we'll talk. Awesome. Awesome. So we're just opening up our nasal resonance. We're kind of getting our jaw, just to make sure it's not engaging. Make sure we're not engaging our occipitals back here. Our traps, our pectoral muscles, things like that. Other thing I want you to do, since you've been kind of been at work, just kind of like move around a little bit, just to kind of make sure things aren't tightening. Awesome. So just an easy way to get your voice going, get the vibrations going, things like that. Slides, when we slide our vocal folds, are kind of, say these are vocal folds even though they're tiny, or we're going, and so they're just shortening as we, in this case, slide down. So just making sure that, everything is just in control and nice and steady. Let's do a little head voice. Let's do try. Awesome. So we're trying to just get everything really stretched out. Make sure jaw, again, is just staying in one spot, reminding ourselves that what makes the vowel. In this case, our jaw doesn't need to make the vowel. Just a little lip movement, and then our tongue is kind of, doing its thing back here. Cool? Good. Easy lip movement. Good. Back down. Nice. Final. How's your voice feel?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What was I going to say about that? So U and E are just headier vowels. And so just kind of, they're very friendly to our head voice. Let's do one more head voice situation here. And we'll just do 1-4-1-4-1 slides on a woof, as in like woof. One.
I don't know, with woofs.
Okay. And she's gonna look at this. Cool. Try it. That's right. So you can open it up just a little bit more. Woof. Exactly. So we're just kind of like allowing a little more sound, a little more resonance to happen here. breathe, relax those abs. And then bring it back up and go. Just a little lip shaking there.
Is volume okay?
The volume's great, yeah. Can you just face out? I just want to look at your profile real quick. So you're jutting forward a little bit. So let's see if we can keep our ears over our shoulders. Find that balance here. So roll your shoulders back real quick. Rolling forward, rolling back one more time, up and down, just kind of nice. And then do a bobblehead here. Find wherever that is. Ears lined up. And now just without doing any extra, just go, woo!
Woo!
Feel that? Just a tiny bit of engagement. When this happens, we kind of figure out if it's jaw, if it's our neck. In this case, it's a little bit of these occipitals right here. So kind of press into these folks right there. Cool. Yep. Right there is fine. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, one more time.
Woo!
Good. Yeah. Now just kind of do a little circular massage as you're doing this. Making sure those aren't contracting and squeezing. Good. You can open up your mouth just a little bit more if you'd like. This is lovely, Georgia. Yeah, it's okay. Are you running good over here? Cool. Take just a regular breath here. This is your highest, and we'll go back down. Yeah, it's all good. It's good. Two more. Now you really notice it, don't you?
Yeah.
Every time. It's like, what is it? Yeah, that's irritating. In this day and age, we're all looking at our phones.
Yeah.
You're driving. It's tense.
Stress.
That Jersey traffic
Yeah, it's
Gives me-
not helping.
gives me chills. Good, but really nice. Cool. Let's have on this sliding business. Let's do some chest press down. We're gonna go Gyohg, G-Y-O-H-G. I'm just gonna Gyohg, Gyohg. Cool. So 5, 3, 3, 1. You can take a little breath in between. Try it, and we'll talk about it.
Yo, yo,
Nice and slow slides. Good.
yo, 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 yo.
Totally fine. So what are we doing here? So, chest voice or thyroarytenoid dominant. Sorry to throw that in your face there. But the G is giving us a nice kind of strong start. It's giving you some good compression. The Y gets your tongue out of the back of your throat. When we tend to have, when we start singing with lots of chest voice or lots of strength or lots of volume, our tongue wants to kind of start contracting and tensing up, and so the Y is kind of forcing it up and out. O is a nice fat chesty vowel, and the G gives you a nice kind of ending start. The other tough aspect of this is oftentimes when we have lots and lots of strength, we lose flexibility, right? And so like thinking about if you were to walk around and flex all of the muscles of your body, you just wouldn't be able to move very well. But I'm giving you this slide to make sure we have some form of agility, even though we have lots of strength. Cool? So let's go back to this right here. Kyob, kyob. Tongue forward.
Yo, yo.
Beautiful.
Yo, yo.
Yep.
Yo, yo.
Good. There's a little something there. Yeah, go on an NG go. One more time. And now. Kyob, kyob. Good. Give me 10% less volume. What?
Maybe that's why it's not so clear. Maybe I'm
Yeah, just
overworking.
maybe a little too much strength. Yeah, just a little less volume. See if that happens. Feel much better? Good. That's gonna be our highest right there. In this exercise, because I'm wanting to be really strong, although yes, your voice can go much higher. In a mixed voice, that's not what we're working right now. So we're gonna go back down because things are gonna be a little sacrifice. Kyog, kyog. Awesome work. How's your voice feel?
Yeah, that felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really strong. Really, really even work. Did it feel heavy?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Cool.
Yeah.
But it felt strong.
It did,
Good. It's
yeah.
very rich. Really
Yeah.
nice. So let's start. Let's do a little mix. We're gonna do beep. Beep, beep, beep. Try it, and then we'll talk.
Beep, beep, beep.
Awesome.
Beep, beep, beep.
Beautiful.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
Cool. How does all this feel? Fine. Yeah, cool. So what we're doing here is obviously we're not taking as much strength up as we had in our previous exercise, but the B is for a little compression to give you that the thyroid written order, the chest voice aspect of our mixed voice. That E is a headier vowel, and so it gives you the flexibility or the head voice aspect of the mixed voice. And so with this word, we've got a good mixed voice word. Beep, beep, beep. Sorry, no, good.
Beep, beep, beep.
Awesome.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
Just a hair higher there. Fine.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
Good.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
Good. One more time.
Beep, beep, beep.
Shake it a little bit. Can you focus?
Beep, beep, beep.
Cool. Highest here.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, of course it's okay, but let's do it one more time. It can be better.
Beep, beep, beep.
Cool. One more time. We'll go back to it.
Beep, beep, beep.
Fine. It's better.
Beep, beep, beep.
What felt better about it?
More stable.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Stable.
not unsure before. It's like,
Just kind of guessing up there.
yeah.
That's another challenge about this exercise is that when we have staccato patterns and then when we have jumps, it just takes a little more brain power. Whereas if you have, it's like our brain kind of just like does that. Whereas dun, 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 kind of takes just a second longer. And then the other aspect of this is, in addition to this being a mixed voice exercise, the reason I'm giving these staccato patterns is we're trying to find just the right balance of airflow and vocal fold closure. And so everything is lined up just right. We're not blasting air, but also we're not pulling back air, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Beep, beep, beep.
Beep, beep, beep.
Awesome.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
Awesome. Cool. How's your voice now? Good. So, you don't consider yourself a riffer, right? So we're gonna do a little riffing pattern though, because for the section here where she kind of gets some flexibility, we're gonna do a little riffing pattern. Now we're working on our mixed voice. So we're gonna do my, cool, as in mine. Pattern is this. And then we'll adjust it as we go, but for now, this is it. My, 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 my. My, 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 my. So we're using a pentatonic scale, which is what a lot of riffing patterns are built off of. Cool? Try it.
My, 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 my.
Awesome.
My, 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 my. My, 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 my.
Yep.
My, 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 my.
Shake your head a little bit here. Can you just like shimmy your shoulders a little bit as you do this? My, 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 my.
My, 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 my.
Yeah.
My, 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 my. My, 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 my.
Now, awesome. So how's that feel?
Cool.
Fine. Now, we're going to do one my. Cool? My. Cool. So the whole idea here is that we're sticking to the pattern, but we're maintaining consistency in that vowel and the tone and the resonance and airflow and the blah, 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 blah. Yeah? Good. You're impressing yourself?
I am.
Good. Yeah. I played something weird there. Go ahead. Good. Now, one last thing before we sing a little bit here. So we've got everything is very consistent. It's really clean. It's not too, the thing with riffing that kind of boggles a lot of people's minds is that when we hear recordings of it, it just seems so fast, and then it's like too much stuff going on that our brains can't comprehend, and so it's really not as difficult as we make it out to be. And so it's all about just what's the melody, kind of pick out what the notes are. The good news is in this, all the riffs are written out. And so we can kind of like slowly, what is the pattern here? Good, now I'm gonna just slowly speed it up. And again, you wanna find that balance of, not going, but also not my. It's nice and da-da-da-da-da-da. Each note is individual, but it's also, part of a phrase. Anywho, try this where we go, make sure your head isn't.
Again.
That's okay. Good. Now, can you just massage under your tongue a little bit? There's a little too much kind of pulsing down a little bit. really good.
Cool.
So for this portion, why don't we just do a little mini, let's just do like a little cut of it.
Mm.
Alright, cool. Okay. Is there any aspect that you want to work on within the song?
I remember the second part of it was kind of tougher.
Let's start there. Yeah. I'll probably stop you.
Because I was scooping. And
You're scooping,
we
right?
don't
Exactly.
want
Correct.
that.
Unless we're choosing to do it. Right. Do you want to go to She Is Messy, or do you want to go, and it's not what I asked for, sometimes lie?
Let's do She's Messy.
Okay. So it'll be. One, two.
She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She's all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful knot. She's gone, but she used to be mine. It's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. But now I've got you, and you're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite everything once more. For the girl that I knew who would be reckless just in love, who'd get hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a better kind. And then she'll get stuck and be scared of the life that's inside her, growing stronger each day till it finally reminds her to fight just a little, to bring back the fire that's been gone but used to be mine.
Let's stop there.
That's hot, Andy.
How'd that feel?
It felt like scooping, and when it didn't it was my turn.
So, I think we've done this, but let's go to just go to, and it's not what I asked for,
Okay.
and we're just gonna do this on a just a hair of it, and then we'll kind of do bits and pieces here.
Mhm.
Just do do a beep, and you do it in staccato. Beep 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 beep, and we're gonna really find out if we're scooping.
Okay.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 1.
Beep 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 beep.
Beep 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 beep. Yeah, okay.
Beep 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 beep.
Uh-huh.
Beep 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 beep.
Beep 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 beep. Cool. So let's no, it's totally fine. Let's do the words. Cool. And I'm gonna stop you every time you speak.
Okay.
Cool.
And it's not what I asked for.
Let's tune that up. And it's not what. Tiny little step there. And it's not what I asked for. Yeah.
And it's not what I asked for.
Yeah.
Sometimes life
Are we going to end up scooping? Maybe. It certainly would fit, but in this case, because it's just a habit that you have, we try to rid ourselves of it. I was going to say, go to, and you're not what I asked for, right there is, for some reason, you start getting a lot of like jaw and head movement happening. So, can you actually just put your shoulder up against this, yep, exactly, and you're just going to, actually you're going to put your shoulder against, and you're going to just gently put your head against there, and you're going to sing just a little bit of this. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and you're not. 1, 2, 3, 1.
You're not what I asked for.
Can you feel that? Immediately.
Yeah.
Good. 1, 2, 3, 1.
And you're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance.
No, it is hard. Yeah, cool. Now face the door and do just the same thing, just to even it out for us. Yep. And
You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending.
Good. How does all that feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Scooping though.
You're scooping, yeah, you want, it's
But it
just,
felt good.
yeah, good, absolutely. So now, just as a, can you actually, press back here and think about really bringing your arms up to your hands. Oftentimes when you do this, we start a little bit. Or arms up to your hands. Hello. Arms up to your head. And really kind of like massage it. And you're not. And you're probably going to feel some flexing. We don't want that, but here we are. We're humans. You're not what I asked for. And
You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending. For the girl that I knew who would be reckless, just you and I.
yeah, cool. We're working on that one the other day. Good. So what do you notice? What do you feel?
I don't feel so much pressure when I'm aware of it. So even that, I feel it's kind of making me aware of. I need to-
Yeah. Exactly. So, this is one of those things where there are two different sort of things here. The first solution is being super tedious with ourselves and just realizing we just don't have it. Habits are hard to get rid of because they're habits. It's a habit, so it's difficult. It's tedious. It's like any old habit. So it's one of those things where you just have to really be tedious and just tell yourself stop until it kind of like you form those new habits. On the other side of that, the other solution is really trying to figure out what is going on. Do you know what I'm saying? And so the one aspect of, when we go high, my head kind of moves, and that's kind of like a common thing for most singers. And so it's it's like, okay, it's just a habit I gotta get rid of. Then there can be, on the other side of it, like I said, underlying tensions, and it could be like due to all sorts of stuff. Just work, stress. Maybe we have poor posture.
All of it.
Check. Poor posture.
Yeah,
You do?
I do. I think I'm.
You do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Fine. You have poor posture. Cool. Now, so let's go to let's see what time. Cool. So, and you're not what I asked for. And let me see if I can eyeball transcribe this. Yeah, so I'm going to take this just a little bit lower. Cool, just like a half step. And really I want you to focus on making sure everything is really connected. And you're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know. Okay, even if the diction's a little sloppy, totally fine. Cool? much improved. I kind of like that key actually.
I think that might work better.
Yeah. I like that. Cool. Awesome. Well, great work.
Did I scoop too much?
Are you saying like?